Welcome to the training video of the Northern Ireland Multiple Deprivation Measures 2017. It will guide you through the available online resources and includes a few exercises along the way to test your understanding. Let's start with a short background on the deprivation measures. The updated Northern Ireland Multiple Deprivation Measures were published on the 23rd of November 2017. Replacing the 2010 measures as the official measure of deprivation in Northern Ireland. The measures are made up of 38 indicators split across 7 different domains of deprivation: income, employment, health and disability, education, skills and training, access to services, living environment, and crime and disorder. These 7 domains are then combined using the weights shown in the circles to create the multiple deprivation measure. Each of the indicators and domains, along with the multiple deprivation measure, are ranked for all 890 super output areas in Northern Ireland, from 1 being the most deprived to 890 being the least deprived. How the deprivation measures can and cannot be used. These measures can be used to explore relative deprivation in areas by comparing them with each other. They allow you to explore which areas are the most or least deprived, as well as their spatial distribution. You can also explore which geographical areas have joined, left, or remained in the most or least deprived areas over time. This can be done for Northern Ireland as a whole, or for each individual local government district, or for the other geographies. However, it is important to remember that these are area-based measures and therefore do not allow you to identify deprived individuals. There will be deprived people living in non-deprived areas and non-deprived people living in deprived areas. As these are relative measures of deprivation, they do not allow you to quantify the extent to which an area is deprived. You will not be able to determine the extent to which one area is more or less deprived than another area. The measures provide a spatial ranking at a single point in time. Therefore, you will not be able to assess how absolute deprivation in the area has changed over time. Just because an area's rank has changed, it does not necessarily mean that absolute deprivation in the area has changed. It could have stayed the same, while other areas have changed. The measures do not allow you to measure affluence. Lack of deprivation is not the same as being affluent. You should also note that while the same methodology is used as in the rest of the UK, there are differences in indicators, domains and time periods, and so the measures cannot be used to undertake UK comparisons. How to access the deprivation measures. There are 5 main ways to access the measures: the deprivation booklet, interactive maps, the detailed tables, the analysis package, and summary cards. All of these resources can be downloaded from the deprivation section of the NISRA website or NISRA's Neighbourhood Statistics website. How to find your area. As mentioned previously, the main output geography for the measures is super output area. However, you may not know the name of your super output area you live in. The NINIS website will let you search for data on your area by entering your postcode in the search bar at the top of the screen. I have entered BT9 5RR, the postcode of NISRA's headquarters on the Strandmillers Road in Belfast. Searching for your postcode on the NINIS website will bring up what is called your area profile. By default, it opens at local government district level, but the tabs at the top will allow you to look at different geographies, including Super Output Area or SOA. By clicking on the SOA tab, you will be able to access data relating to your Super Output Area. In this instance, the postcode I entered is in Strandmillers 3 Super Output Area. The SOA profile opens on population data, but using the tabs at the top, you can click on Deprivation 2017 to find the deprivation rankings for your area. In the table here, you can see the deprivation ranks for your area for each of the 7 deprivation domains, as well as the multiple deprivation measure. Also included in the table are ranks for income deprivation affecting children and income deprivation affecting older people. These are just a further breakdown of the income domain. The second column, named proportion, shows the proportion of the population in your area who are income deprived or employment deprived. For example, 9% of the population in Stramillis 3 super output area are income deprived. If you want to see the boundaries of your super output area, you can click the Geography tab. This will bring you up a map of your area to see which streets are included in your super output area. Time for a quick exercise. Find your super output area by entering your home postcode in the search box of the NINIS website. Where does your area rank in the multiple deprivation measure, and which domain does your area rank highest in? You can pause this video now to do this exercise, or continue the training. Deprivation measures on the NISRA website. All the results and documentation relating to the multiple deprivation measures can be viewed or downloaded from the NISRA website. About halfway down the NISRA homepage, there are a number of boxes relating to different statistical themes, one of which is deprivation. Selecting the deprivation box will open a new page which has information on the current deprivation measures as well as previous iterations. As we are interested in the most recent measures, we will select the box titled Northern Ireland Multiple Deprivation Measures 2017. This opens the 2017 deprivation page, which contains all the information relating to these updated measures. Scrolling down the page, you will see a picture of the deprivation booklet and alongside a section on SRA level results. This is where you can access the results, as well as the analysis package and interactive maps, which I will now talk you through. The first thing I'm going to talk to you about is the analysis package. This is an Excel spreadsheet which will allow you to quickly access data on the most deprived areas in each domain. This is what the package looks like. There's a lot going on, so I'll talk you through it section by section. In the top left corner, there is a colored octagon showing each domain and their rate, as well as the multiple deprivation measure. There is a short description of the selected domain besides the wheel. It opens with the multiple deprivation measure, but you can change this to whichever domain you are interested in. The next section in the top right corner contains a table of the 10 most deprived areas according to your selection. I have selected the multiple deprivation measure, which shows that East super output area in Derry City and Strabane local government district is the most deprived. The middle section shows where this SRA ranks in the other domains, and the map on the right shows the location of the selected super output area. The drop-down menu in the center allows you to select another SRA from the top 10 to find out more information on them. For example, New Lodge 2 in Belfast. You can see that the table updates with the different domain ranks for New Lodge 2. The red dot on the map moves over to Belfast. At the bottom left of the screen, there is a map of Northern Ireland with a brief description of its population. It also shows the average, minimum and maximum population of super output areas. You can use drop-down box to select the type of area you're interested in, either a local government district or a parliamentary constituency. Let's select local government districts. You will see the map is split into local government districts. As they are alphabetically listed, Antrim and Newtownarry is highlighted. The description besides the map updates with demographic information about Antrim and Newtownarry. You can then change it to the LGD you're interested in, for example, Belfast. And the map and the demographic description updates. In the bottom center of the dashboard is a colored bar. This bar shows the distribution of SOAs in Belfast local government. Each section of the bar represents 20% of super output areas in Northern Ireland, with the pale blue on the left showing the most deprived 20% and the deeper blue on the right showing the 20% least deprived. As you can see, 41% of the super output areas in Belfast local government districts are in the 20% most deprived in Northern Ireland, according to the multiple deprivation measures. This bar can be changed from quintiles, or 5 groups of 20%, to show deciles, or 10 groups of 10%. You can see here that 20% of the super output areas in Belfast local government districts are in the 10% most deprived in Northern Ireland, according to the multiple deprivation measures. In the right-hand corner, there's a drop-down box to select any super output area within your selected local government district. The list is alphabetical, so it shows Anderson Town 1 at the top. Below this box, a table shows where Anderson's Town 1 ranks on each of the domains and the multiple deprivation measure. You can select super output areas within Belfast local government district from the drop-down list. In this case, Ballyhackamore 1. The table will update with the domain ranks for that area. Moving back to the top, you can use the analysis package to look at any of the 7 domains. Let's go back to the octagon and use the drop-down menu to select Living Environment. The octagon will turn to bring Living Environment to the top. The description on the right will update, detailing what is included in the Living Environment domain. At the top right, the table of the 10 most deprived areas will also update, now showing the most deprived areas according to the Living Environment domain. Again, you can select any of the top 10. The table and map will update. Let's practice what we've learned. Here are 4 questions. Use the analysis package to answer them. You can pause this video now to do this exercise, or look at the answers and continue the training. Here are the answers of the 4 questions. The analysis package is useful if you are looking at the most deprived areas, or if you know the name of a specific super output area you're interested in. If you want to look at the wider picture, or don't know the names of areas you're interested in, the interactive maps may be more useful. You can see here a map of Northern Ireland split into the 890 super output areas. The dark blue areas are the most deprived, and the lighter blue areas the least deprived. The yellow lines on the map show the local government district boundaries. The table on the right shows all super output areas ranked from the most to the least deprived. The map opens at the multiple deprivation measure by default, but by using the data button in the top left, you can change the map to show any of the other domains. Let's select the income domain. You can see that the most areas change colors, as the map now shows the deprivation ranks according to the income domain. The heading of the map also highlights this. The box on the left now shows a list of all the super output areas in Northern Ireland, sorted from the most to the least deprived according to the income deprivation domain rank. Using the filter button, you can select the specific area you're interested in. This allows you to filter according to local government district, urban-rural classification, assembly area, or health and social care trust. If you select local government district and then Belfast, you can see that the map zooms in on Belfast and all super output areas outside of Belfast turn right. The table on the left also updates to show only the super output areas in Belfast. You can click on a super output area name, for example, Blackstaff 1. Its area on the map is highlighted and a profile for the area will appear on the right-hand side. This profile provides all ranks of the 7 domains and the multiple deprivation measure for your selected super output area. The bottom of the profile table also gives you the urban-rural classification and the population of the selected area. The map also allows you to zoom in and explore exactly which streets are included in the super open area and explore the deprivation ranks of the surrounding areas. Here's another exercise. Use the interactive map to answer these 3 questions. You can pause this video now to do this exercise or look at the answers and continue the training. Here are the answers to the 3 questions. Did you get them right? The final part of the training is on the detailed tables. This is an Excel spreadsheet which contains ranks of the 7 domains and the multiple deprivation measure, as well as the ranks and values for all 38 indicators for the 890 super open areas in Northern Ireland. The spreadsheet opens on the metadata page. To get to the multiple deprivation measures results, you need to click the NIMDM tab at the bottom of the screen. This will bring up a table showing all the super open areas in Northern Ireland and their ranks for the multiple deprivation measure, which can be seen in the green column, as well as each of the 7 domains of deprivation. If you want to focus on a particular local government district, you can select Data and Filter from the top of the screen. From the header of the first column, you can then select the local government district you're interested in. For example, I've again selected Belfast Local Government District. The table will update to show only the super open areas in Belfast Local Government District. They will be in alphabetical order, so if you want to look at the most deprived areas, you need to click on the header of the column you wish to sort by. In this case, the multiple deprivation measure. You can then click the sort button at the top of the screen. You can now see that Waterworks 2 is the most deprived super open area in Belfast Local Government District, according to the multiple deprivation measure. It is ranked number 2 in Northern Ireland overall. It is important, however, to not focus solely on the multiple deprivation measure. If you scroll down the table and look at Botanic 2, you can see that it is ranked 457th according to the multiple deprivation measure. This is an area that may not usually be considered deprived if you only look at multiple deprivation measure. However, if you look across at the other domains, you can see it ranks number 1 in the living environment domain and number 11 in the crime and disorder domain. This indicates that there are particular types of deprivation that could be missed by focusing solely on the multiple deprivation measure. If you want to look in more detail at an individual domain, for example, if you want to see what drives the high levels of crime and disorder deprivation in Botanic 2, you can use the tabs at the bottom to go to the crime and disorder domain. You will need to put your filter on and sort again, as these actions will not carry through to the different tabs. In the Crime and Disorder Domain tab, you can see Botanic 2 ranked number 11, but you can also see where it ranks in each of the individual indicators. This will allow you to get a better understanding of why this super open area has ranked highly in the crime domain. You can see it is ranked number 1 in burglary and ranked number 3 in antisocial behavior. Yet for violent crime, it is ranked outside the top 20%. This information can help you to address or formulate a strategy to tackle deprivation in this area by focusing in specific and/or acute issues. If you scroll further to the right, you will see the actual indicator data. In this domain, crimes are presented per 1,000 of the population, so that areas with different populations can be compared. Botanic 2 has 38.5 burglaries and 133 antisocial behavior incidents per 1,000 population. These indicators can be tracked over time to measure the impact of an intervention designed to reduce this type of deprivation in this area. The final exercise of this training video. Use the detailed tables to answer these 5 questions. You can pause this video now to do this exercise, or look at the answers and continue the training. Here are the answers to the 5 questions. So far, we have focused on super open areas, but we have also published the results at the small area level. The small area results were published on the 12th of April 2018. There are 4,537 small areas within Northern Ireland, with an average population of around 410 people. There are roughly 5 small areas within each super output area, so they allow users to identify pockets of deprivation. Similar to the super output area results, there are interactive maps and detailed tables. However, there is no analysis package for small area results, and ranks are published only for the domains and the multiple deprivation measure. Individual indicator data is not available at small area level. The interactive map for small areas, which is also available to download from the NISRA website, is quite similar to the super output area map and can be used the same way. However, when you zoom in to the small areas, you will see that the boundary lines are not as accurate at this small level. To get a more accurate idea of where the actual boundaries of the small area are, you can click the page image beside the name of the small area on the left-hand side. This will open a static map of the area with accurate boundaries. This is the end of the training video. If you have any further questions about the deprivation measures and their online resources, feel free to contact NISRA's deprivation team by phone or email.